lady, I'm out of my mind, baby. Uncle used to grind crazy, turned down to a baby, yeah.
Tryna keep my bread up, tryna keep my head up without getting wet up. Niggas turn to hecklers, but to vendettas. I'm Conor McGregor. They ain't even catch the armbar.
Oh, Nick. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen of the SFJ Nation, it's me, Screw. We got another one of them breakdown videos today where we're gonna be talking, I'm gonna be throwing the clips and whatever. But here's what we're gonna talk about. Nick Cannon was throwing shots at 50 Cent.
Oh, he did!
So Nick Cannon wanted smoke with 50. He was dissing 50. We're gonna talk about it. So, throw on my BS detectors. These be detecting the BS, so that's why I rock them. Slime Shady EP out right now. Let's get right into it. Now I'm gonna throw different clips up here. Nick Cannon finally explains the Elvis Pusley bar.
Whether you like the line Elvis Pusley or not, like when I'm saying that, we all know the reason why Elvis became the star that he was because he took our music and gave it to the masses.
But the way he addressed the Elvis Pusley bar finally was comparing Eminem to Elvis. But the thing that I feel that, you know, people always misconstrue and don't understand is Eminem has said this and acknowledged this so many different times. And that's why I make these videos, because as somebody who's been an Eminem fan since 99.
Okay, boomer.
I feel like even the people who come out to defend M sometimes are a little bit too passionate and not as cerebral with their defense, because M, even on Without Me, addresses this exact thing. Says, so I'm not the first king of controversy. I am the worst thing since Elvis Presley to use black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy. Hey, here's a concept that works. 20 million other white rappers emerge. Like, you got, and that whole song, he's poking fun at the fact that he understands that. You got to listen to songs like White America. He understands his role in hip hop. He understands his role in white America. He understands what he gives and his privileges of that. That's what I don't understand is the constant badgering about that point when he can only do but so much other than not be white. Like, he can't do that, but as long as he acknowledges it and he's teaching about his privilege and stuff, like he's saying it in his bars. So the people who are listening, the white people listening, are understanding that and digesting it. I had to make sure my mic is on better. Sorry, I had to go in on that one. I could save that one. So then, around a minute and 36 seconds, right after he says that Elvis Pusley bar, he explains it. He says people say Eminem is the GOAT only because how much he sold.
The reason why people call Eminem the GOAT and say he's in the top 5 is because of the amount of records and people that he has sold and reached.
The only thing that is odd about that, because that's an argument that, you know, people bring up too, Jamar has brought up at times, is he says that the only reason why people give M these accolades is because of the sales. Now here's the thing that throws me off. Because these same people will do what Nick just did. And this isn't to attack Nick at all.
Stop bullying!
You know, keep doing what you're doing. I'm not here to tear down Nick or anything like that. But this is just some points that I figured I need to point out. So he says that it's only for the reason of how much he sold. But then later on, and by later I mean 3 seconds later, he contradicts himself by saying he understands Eminem can rap very well also.
It's not about skill. Now, the dude has skills. We know that.
That just makes no fucking sense.
So like at a minute 48, he goes, Eminem, I'm looking off the thing because I'm reading the notes. He says Eminem being the GOAT is not about skill. But then he says it is about skill, which you can't have it both ways. You know, like You can't say people only like M because, or say he's the GOAT because his sales. Because then you're negating his skills, especially when you later on use his skills, or you acknowledge what his skills are. That's all I'm saying. But later on in like a minute 53 seconds, I got the timestamps. Make sure you go watch the whole Vlad TV interview if you haven't. Subscribe to Vlad. He'll be dropping good content. He says, Nick says, are we gonna let, my bad, I had to read that out, I typed it fast. Nick says, around a minute and 53 seconds, are we gonna let Eminem try and disrespect our women, our mothers and stuff like that?
But are we gonna give him the pass? Are we gonna allow him to disrespect our art form, our mothers of our children, our wives?
Trying a little bit. I see what you're doing. You kind of trying to make it a bit racial. When I would understand if you're battling somebody who's like said the N-word, if he is like somebody who's been blatantly racist or not blatantly like super pro-black, which Eminem is. But then you also forget, let's not forget Gigolo now. Come on now.
Hey, I'm not trying to be your man, pin bones in my body.
Come on now. Come on now. We can't act like Eminem, if you gonna say the disrespecting women thing is what breaks the camel's back, can we really act like M is the only rapper who does that? Is it worse that he's white? I'm pretty sure if you listen, and I'm not, in the diss track, they diss Kim, and they disrespect that woman pretty bad if we remember the bar. Just it was a fire bar. I like the bar, but let's not be contradictory. You didn't stop him from saying that. You didn't, but I get it. Just pointing out the facts here. Let me speed it up. I got more points. So, at 2 minutes and 22 seconds, this is the weird part. Nick says Eminem can rap better than others. Outsold everyone. Well, I'll throw the clip.
Now, if we want to talk about you do your flow very well. You do. I give you that, and you can rap really fast. And you and all your children that follow your suit have created a style, and that's great. But that doesn't make you the GOAT.
Okay, so Nick says he can out-rap people. He outsold everyone. These are the facts that he said so far. Eminem can out-rap others. He's outsold everyone. He's created his own style. He has countless people who mimic him, which is to create his own style. But then says that he isn't the GOAT. Now, I'm not here to convince you Eminem is the GOAT, because if you ask me, Jay-Z is the GOAT. I'm not here to convince you that. Eminem is like my top 3, definitely is. But what other criteria would you use in an argument of GOAT talk? So what criteria are we using? Wouldn't that be great criteria? CD sales, impact, influence, and skill. What if that's not, if somebody wanted to use those exact reasons that Nick said to say that M is the GOAT, they could. I feel like he made his point a little worse. But hit the thumbs up if you feel what I'm saying. If you understand what I'm saying, put it in the comment section. If you get what I'm saying, because doesn't that kind of contradict his whole point? I'm feeling this. I'm feeling it, but I mean I'm not feeling it, but I feel like that contradicts your point. And then we get into the Vlad reading the diss to Nick Cannon. I mean the diss to 50 Cent in 324.
Used to look up to you niggas. If you actually listen to it, used to look up to you niggas. And I know what it is. It's more about 50.
He said,
dudes out here tweeting like they've been a savage, Dick Riding or Marshall Mathers.
Yeah, well that in his, that was clearly about 50.
When has 50 Cent not been a savage? That's what threw me right off. I said, you're tweeting like you've been a savage. the same. We're talking about Curtis Jackson, right? We're talking about 9 shots, 50, right? We're talking about Cop Gun Player at the Awards 50, right? We talk about in the street 50, like went to war with Preem and them and lived to tell about it. You talking about that 50? Who got shit and stat? Oh, okay, yeah. Now he been a savage, especially if you say that. If you're gonna try to use a point that he hasn't done any of that stuff in a while, I mean, he's definitely been savage online. He's definitely been savage, and we know if it's pushed to that limit, I don't think 50 Cent would trip to make it savage. So, let's keep. I got a few more points here. Nick says, let's let him and M go bar for bar.
Cause that's the thing. Let's go bar for bar. Let's do that.
No.
I just kind of found that funny. Just wanted to say that. And here's the thing too. I feel like, I'm not even gonna throw the clip here, I'm just saying this. I feel like Nick doesn't quite understand, maybe I will throw the clip, why people didn't like his diss track.
Bringing in education. I'm bringing in books. I'm bringing in I'm taking his flow, but all of a sudden I suck.
And I think Nick kind of is hiding. Let me not say hiding. Nick is maybe getting blinded by the fact that it's Eminem and seeing it as something else, because maybe there are people in his comments saying things that are making him feel this way. But what because I try to be, I try to see both sides. Here's what I'm saying, and just state the facts. Here's what I'm saying, Nick. I feel like, okay, so I've been watching Wild 'N Out since Wild 'N Out dropped. And since Wild 'N Out dropped, I've seen majority of the Wild styles, except for like the last few seasons. I haven't been really watching like that. I don't really watch cable anymore. But I don't think I ever remember a Wild 'N Out Wild style where at least one person didn't make fun of how whack Nick Cannon was rapping. So I feel like he's kind of like, Nick, no, like, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form, but nobody has ever thought you was that nice of a rapper. Even if you had some hits, nobody has ever thought that. Let's not do this. Oh, they just don't think it because I'm going against M. I don't understand why they think. Come on, Nick, you are a very self-aware person to not be self-aware right there. Maybe in the Vlad TV interview you were a little upset and maybe you didn't think about it, but I don't think he remembers that even, or maybe he didn't see the interview yet because they shot it and Vlad hadn't put it out yet. But Lord Jamar didn't even like his diss track. So let's not do the crazy bias thing. And then I also, man, I'm gonna leave that last point out. That's unnecessary. But hey, man, I just thought it was what it was. Good interview. Put in the comment section if you think Nick would have battled 50 Cent, who would have won, or how that would have turned out. Because apparently them dishes was about 50. So, I mean, some of them dishes was about 50. So, Slime Shady EP out right now. Go stream that everywhere. We doing crazy numbers right now. Physical copies, email me, SCRUFACEJEAM @gmail.com.